I'm going to show you some very basic, very simple things to do in machine quilting with a walking foot. A walking foot is essential when you machine quilt. This is my walking foot for the Bernina. It's ancient. I treat it like a piece of jewelry because it was very expensive. You need to get the one that is right for your machine. This one is difficult putting on, difficult taking off, but when it's on, it does a beautiful job. It moves the fabric in a way that does not separate the layers and have some move forward and move back at different speeds. So now the walking foot is in place. I am now going to pretend this is a quilt, show you very simple what is called in the ditch quilting. The first thing that I pretend this is a quilt, it's all safety pin together to hold the top, the bottom, and the backing. The first thing you want to do is pull the bobbin thread up to the top, and that way you don't get snarls of thread on the bottom of the quilt. The way I do that is to hold the top that's coming through the needle, come down and up, and just jerk quickly, and there's your bobbin thread. It's on the top, and that will now stay on the top and not snarl on the bottom. In the ditch quilting, what I'm going to do first of all is start with needle down, and I'm going to stitch on the low side of the seam. The seam allowance is pressed to this side, and I'm going to stitch on the low side. That's why it's called the ditch. It's like sitting in a ditch. I am going to start with a very, very small stitch for about 1/4 inch to secure it, and now I am going to stitch, it's hard to see right now, but you'll see better in a minute, on the low side, not crawling up on the top. I've come to where the ditch has suddenly changed sides. The ditches was here, now the ditch is on the side, so I need to simply move over just a tad so that my stitching continues on the ditch side all the way down. Try very hard not to come up on the high side. Okay, ditch is still on the left. Now the ditch is on the right, so I'm going to come over and I'm going to just be sure that my needle is going on the right. That's it. When I come to the end, very, very small stitch to secure it. Okay, lift and finished. What I'm going to do now is show you, and this is even easier, if you're not going in the ditch and you want a line of quilting to say, oh, let's say go down the center here where there is no seam line. Simply start the same way. Needle down, press a foot down, tiny stitch for 1/4 inch, and I'm following a line that I have marked clearly. You can't see it very well there, but I can see it where I am. There's a pencil line here. I'm coming to where I want to turn, so I needle down, turn around, and continue. My marked line is here. I use a pencil that I have first checked to be sure that I can erase it, or on dark fabric I use a white chalk pencil. So all the way down to the end, and there you have it. Finish with a very, very short stitch. And that's it. That is basically